In this video, we're going to go through how to write a quadratic function in Vertex form when the given function and a specific point is given. So first, let's recall our formula, which allows us to say, or to see the different positions and different movements of our graph. So we have f of x equals a times x minus h quantity squared plus k. So we've been given the vertex, which is our h and our k value, and we've been given these through points that we'll call x and y. What we don't have is the a value, so we're going to use the h, k, x, and y to find our a value to create our function. So remember that f of x is a fancy way of saying y, so we'll be plugging our y in there. So we're going to go 10 equals our a value times, so it should be in parentheses, our x, which is 3, minus our h, quantity squared, and then our k value, which is a positive 2. So as we work this out, we're going to have 10 equals a times 2 squared plus 2. So we have 10 equals 4a plus 2. Let's make that a little bit bigger. And now we're going to simply solve for a. We're going to solve for a. So we're going to subtract 2 from both sides, which gives us 8 equals 4 times a. Then we're going to divide both sides by 4, which tells us that a equals 2. So from there, we can finish writing our function, which would be, let's go ahead and let's move this up a little bit. F of x equals 2 times x minus 1 quantity squared plus 2. And we're finished. Let's do letter B. So again, remember that we're given our vertex, which is our h and our k. We have our x and our y, and we want to plug those in to our transformation equation. So here we're going to have negative 14 equals the a value that we weren't given times our x value of 0 minus our h, quantity squared, and our k, which is a positive 5. So that's going to give us a negative 14 equals a. Now notice that inside of our parentheses, we have a double negative right here. We have a double negative. So we're going to be able to say that that's like a plus. So we're going to have a 3 squared plus 5, which then gives us a 14 equals a, or rather not necessarily a, but 9a plus 5. And now we're going to solve. So we'll subtract 5 from both sides. That's going to give us a negative 29 equals 9a. Then we're going to divide both sides by 9. And it's okay that we're going to be left with a fraction here. We're going to have the a equals a negative 29 over 9, and that's okay. When we go to write our final function, we'll have f of x equals, and we don't mind that this is a fraction. We're not really doing anything with it. We're just having to write it in its place. Then we're going to have an x. Now remember that our negative, our minus, and our negative 3 ended up making a plus 3. And that's going to be quantity squared plus 5. And that's going to be our final answer. Now let's have you do one on your own. So we're going to do a vertex of -2, comma -4, and through the point -1, -6. So go ahead and work this problem out and push pause and work it out. And when you're done, push play and let's see if you were correct. So after you plug in your h and your k and your x and your y, you'll see that you have a double negative again, so that'll change to a plus. And then as you work out, you have an a value of -2. So that means that your formula should be f of x equals -2 times x plus 2 quantity squared minus 4. And that is our answer.